Well, in honor of the fan favorite, QC favorite of Gerard Butler, the man who is ripped and always a Spartan in our hearts, we decided to bring back a fan favorite. This is something that we used to do all the time, Drew. We're all about games here with Quality Check Podcast, and this is what we called it was the movie review game, aka Find the Fake.
It's
This is
been
something.
how long has it been? Two,
uh,
3 years since we've done this?
I almost started singing the Bare Naked Ladies. That song, 1 week, has been stuck in my head for like a month now. So it's been longer than 1 week. But yeah, this is something that it's been way too long since doing this. I want to say now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I end up leading this? Like I was always
Oh yeah.
ahead in this game, but then you were always slightly ahead of me in the Rotten Tomatoes game.
You always dominated this one. I couldn't figure out how. And we've never done it where we can see each other.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's probably more advantage you again.
yeah.
So I might cover my face when I read this. I guess we should explain too what the game is
Yeah,
because
that's
it's been so long.
it has been. It has been a long time. And like you said about maybe uh, us revealing our poker faces
I
will end
mean,
up kind of spilling it.
it didn't matter when we did it on the podcast. So I don't know. I don't know. You always figured me out. You could always tell that because what we're gonna do is read four reviews of a movie. Three of them are real from Rotten Tomatoes. One we wrote ourselves, and
Yep.
we had to find the fake. And you could always tell what I wrote. I don't know if it's just you know me well enough to what I would come up with. And I was always bad. I mean, I'm so bad at this game. I think that's probably why we stopped doing
So it's funny because there are several things where like I feel like you love this, this, and this, so this sounds like you. And my strategy was always to find reviews that sound similar to what I would write,
it. Mm-hmm.
and
Well, I
then I'd
feel like I
include
did
it.
that too. And it's not, it doesn't work.
And yeah, I always, like you said, I always felt I'm like, nah, this seems like too much like you, or you're trying to be like a critic to cover it up, and it's like it's too much of one thing. It's like too much of salt, too much of pepper, too much of I don't know, turmeric. I don't know, something where I was always able to find that there's something just a little bit off. But
Yeah.
so for this, as I said, it's for Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson and their sequel, the long-awaited sequel. This has been, I think, in by high demand just as much as like the next Fast and Furious. Oh, hey, Dwayne. So, but with that, it is the sequel to Den of Thieves, otherwise known as Den of Thieves Pantera, the second film in this franchise. Could be a franchise. The directors say that they want it to be a franchise. So for this, you and I, Drew, we ended up picking one of Gerard Butler's movies and one of O'Shea Jackson's films. And then you know what I ended up picking, the two movies. I text you which movies I ended up going with. And so, just as you said, we'll read four reviews and you got to find the fake. So, for this, since you say you feel like you're always bad, I was going to leave it up to you to decide whether you want to go on the offense or defense
Oh,
to kick things off.
so are we doing this where we're keeping tabs on
Yep.
so each one of these is worth a point. We're gonna keep score.
Yeah, we
Got it.
got to. It's because I got to make up for the Rotten Tomatoes game and sucking it up with that. And I don't know, I've got a good feeling going into this. Like you said,
Oh, for sure.
I did well. I want to keep that streak alive, but it's been me. I don't know. I might be a little rusty. Who knows?
I don't think it matters who goes first. Should we do the Gerard movie? I think we should save that one. And we'll do
Yeah.
O'Shea's first. I chose Straight Outta Compton. That's the one I did.
Okay.
And you did,
Inger goes west.
which is what I was originally going to do,
Oh, now
which is
have
kind of
you
funny
seen?
that we both wanted to do the same movie.
Now you've seen Ingrid Goes West, right?
It's been a minute, but I remember, I think that was the first thing I saw him in. And I
Me too.
remember uh, coming away from that movie being like, this guy's, he's got something.
Yeah, yeah. which is funny because obviously he was in uh Straight Outta Compton. That was like his first uh was it his first movie? It was his first big break.
I feel
And
like
that
Ingrid came before it.
so Ingrid was released in 2017 from Matt Spicer. And this is I remember whenever this
Oh,
movie came out, it was making a lot of waves on the like the indie circuit, and it was
yeah.
getting a lot of rave review.
Yeah, you're right. So 2015, Straight Outta Compton, and then 2 years
Okay.
later, Ingrid comes out, and then 2018, Den of Thieves came out.
Wow. Okay. That's how I and what's funny is like with the second film, Den of Thieves Pantera coming out, I didn't realize that he was in it. I thought, oh well, he's joining the cast. And now you saw Den of Thieves. I'm not seeing that, but so I'm curious if you picked that as your Gerard Butler. Don't tell me, don't tell me. But with that, we've got, as you said, Ingrid Goes West, oh, and I should say, Straight Out of Compton. So would you like to go first in reading the reviews, or do you want to
Go
guess?
first. Again, I don't think it matters because I'm so bad at this game, but I feel like I'm gonna try. Obviously, I'm gonna try
To
because I do
guess?
want to win. I think that's why this is frustrating, is that I can't I can't figure you out. I'll go
Well,
first. I'll do let's do Straight Outta Compton first.
okay. I was going to say, so for this, we're doing it a little bit out of order because I with with the movie that I picked for Gerard Butler, I was like, I feel like that one could set the stage, but since we're flipping it,
We
I
could do
don't.
Gerard first. I don't mind.
Well, no, no, no. Well, let's stick with O'Shea. That kind of puts me on my feet a little bit. I'm against the ropes, kind of like Mike Tyson going against Jake Paul. So
Yeah.
let's woo. So let's. All right. So first up is Straight Outta Compton. I'm ready, baby. Let's do it.
So it came out in 2016, 244 reviews, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just wrote that down just to have
Okay.
context. A lot of reviews to choose from. Here we go. Quote number one.
I gotta see. This is where when you start laughing, it makes me suspicious.
I got to decide too when you're reading yours. Do I watch you? Because I used to like, and I didn't have
Oh
anything
yeah.
to look at, but I would just like try to sit and listen to you, and it didn't work. So I don't know if I should watch you. And okay, quote number one: take Straight Out of Compton for what it is, a sanitized and over dramatized take on one of hip hop's most significant groups.
Sanitize.
Significant
Okay.
groups. Quote number two: the music and performances gave me chills. There are mesmerizing scenes that I'll remember forever. Number three:
Hmm.
it's ambitious enough to present a complex theme in a very simple and entertaining way. That's number three. And then finally, number four: I hope it sparks a cultural shift in what Hollywood considers to be important legacies that are worth preserving.
Huh.
And I
This
think the
is pretty
strategy I
tough.
did on Straight Outta Compton versus the Gerard Butler one was all positive reviews. And then the other
Okay.
one I did all rotten.
Oh,
I tried to keep it at least because I do think, because I would try to come up with like positive, negative. And I
yeah.
think that uh, you kind of mentioned it, just trying to keep everything in line, try to keep
Yeah.
everything sounding similar.
I did a mixed bag for mine in terms of what I picked for both movies, but man, I feel like the first review is what really kind of sent my spidey senses a tingling. So, would you mind reading all four of those again?
Yeah. Number one, take Straight Out of Compton for what it is, a sanitized and over dramatized take on one of hip hop's most significant groups. Number two, the music and performances gave me chills. There are mesmerizing scenes that I'll remember forever. Number three, it's ambitious enough to present a complex theme in a very simple and entertaining way. And then the last one, I hope it sparks a cultural shift in what Hollywood considers to be important legacies that are worth preserving. My heart
What
is like
was
racing.
what
Ooh,
was I can tell. And what's the first one again?
the very first one, take
Yeah.
Straight Out of Compton for what it is, a sanitized and over dramatized take on one of hip hop's most significant groups?
This is actually pretty tough. Man, I am going to say,
I won't react until you lock it in.
interesting. All right, so number two, please. The second one.
That is the music and performances gave me chills. There are mesmerizing scenes that I'll remember forever.
Okay, I'm going to say two and four are correct. It's going to be down to one and three, and I'm going to,
Do you want to hear the third one more time?
yeah,
So it's ambitious enough to present a complex theme in a very simple and entertaining way.
one. I'm going to say one.
You want to lock
Locking it
that in?
in. Final answer.
That is incorrect.
Oh, wow.
I feel like
Huh.
I just won the lotto.
Is the I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, mainly because of your reaction. Is it number three?
It is not number three. I feel like I did well on this one.
Hmm. This was
Find
tough.
find the Ficarino.
Yeah, so which is the fake?
And keep in mind, I've never seen this movie. I had to wing it.
Because that's where I was like, this seems like, hmm, was it number two?
It was number two.
Because with the gave me chills, I'm like, I feel like based on like if I feel like that would be too obvious. Like you'd be saying that and like a critic would it sounded real, but the sanitized,
I wish I had written the first one. I mean, that's a nice little blurb.
yeah, interesting. Okay, well, I am now all right. So now you are one up. You
But
have
the big struggle is going to be guessing the right thing. That is the hardest thing for me.
yeah, this was solid. You did a good job with this. And maybe that format with what you ended up using with using all positive, maybe that tripped me up because it's always like well, I don't want to say. I don't want to say there's a secret sauce in terms of fun. So I feel
I
like
feel like too, you can tell maybe something that I would say or write. Like you know me well enough to be like, that sounds like it came from his mind.
yeah, I feel like both of us are able to find that out. Which again, I try to find things that are similar to what I would end up saying, as close as possible. So okay, well, you have the first point and the reboot
So
of
do
the
we get
movie review game.
points? Do we get I thought we only got points if we actually got this right. We actually do a if you don't get it
Oh,
right, I
so
get a
total.
point.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think you
Okay,
got to get it right.
we got to get it all.
Or do you get one for stumping somebody? Mm.
Hmm. I
I didn't think that's how we played it. It's been so long. I thought
I
you had
know
to
that's the
literally
thing.
get it right to get a point.
We I you're yeah, that's it. That I felt like I can't remember now. I think we had multiple versions, multiple iterations. So I guess it's up to us to determine what are the rules of this reboot. So
Hmm.
so I
Maybe
say
we,
let's do what you said. It's you got to get it right. You
you
got
got
to
to
get
get
it
it
all.
right. That's going to be
Yeah,
low scoring potentially. That's the downfall.
true.
So
Um
maybe you do get a point for stumping because that is part of the game.
yeah, and that is like that does play into the overall, you know, for
I'm
each other.
I'm going to say we do it because that might literally be the only points I get because I'm so bad at this.
I'm pumped for this to end up giving you Ingrid Goes West.
Now, did you watch me read it or did you just listen?
I watched you.
You watched me and
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
I don't know what to do. I'm going to look at you for a second. Okay.
So you wrote down how many reviews straight out of Compton got. I did not write down how many reviews Ingrid Goes West from memory. I want to say it was just under 200,
Oh,
but I did get that it came out in 2017 from Matt Spicer. Okay, Drew Douglas, are you ready to take the hot seat?
mm-hmm. That's hot too, man. My butt is burning.
I also wrote down the for proof. I ended up writing down the critic and then where they're coming from, like what magazine, online outlet, whatever it might be. I included that. So if you do want to know, I can give you their names and place or former place of business or
Okay.
employment.
I
So
won't ask because I didn't do that. It's just on our system, but Yeah, maybe moving forward we have that just for reference. I trust you
I
though. I know you're not gonna.
I
Yeah.
had like for example, one was I like Ben Lyons of At the Movies, and then for me on mine I put Daniel Posey of Quality Check Podcast. And so if you go down this list, you can actually I can take a screenshot, and I created this earlier today, and it has a timestamp to know that it was not faked. So,
Okay.
all right,
I trust
are
you.
you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go. Number one for Ingrid Goes West. Yeah, yeah, I'm laughing because of how
I'm not falling for your laughter because
no, I'm laughing because this actually feels a lot of fun to be in the pilot seat right now. All right, number one, unexplored potential aside, there is a deeper issue which casts Ingrid Goes West, for me at least, in a pale rather than neon light. Number two, this should be called Up and Coming because it feels like many of these actors are on the brink of stardom, led by the ever charismatic Plaza.
Hmm.
Number three, it's an emotionally charged, ambitious work that gives Plaza a great deal of room to show this character's unstable range of emotions. It's easily the best work she's ever done. Numero four or quattro. It's deflating to watch a film start out wanting to be the king of comedy and settle for single white female.
That one seems legit. The second one seems simple enough to be legit. I'm gonna lock in number three.
Number three.
It's the only one that pinged.
Okay.
So again, I could be the worst. I could continue my losing streak with this one, but that's the only one that stood out that on first read, and I'm gonna go with my gut.
Going with number three.
So if you want to read it one more time, but I'm still gonna lock it in.
Okay. It's an emotionally charged, ambitious work that gives Plaza a great deal of room to show this character's unstable range of emotions. It's easily the best work she's ever done.
Yeah, it just feels like you.
Final answer?
Uh huh. Locked it in, baby.
You are incorrect.
Mm.
That is coming from Steve Propkopi of of
Oh,
Third
Steve,
Coast
yeah.
Review.
Oh my gosh. Was it the second one?
That was from Daniel Posey of Quality Check Podcast. Oh, oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God. This is why we
We
don't play this game. Well, all right. We're tied 1-1.
Woo!
Too simple to be not real. And it's of
Man,
the four, that one felt the most just like
it felt real.
I know, I just felt like the most, I don't know, like a blurb you would put on there so someone could easily read it and digest what you mean. And the others were a little wordier and a little um something about them felt like they were maybe a little up their own buttholes a little bit more. And that one just felt simple to a way that I thought you threw it in there to throw me off. So,
Oh
gosh.
man. Oh, that's good. Man, I
Oh
haven't
my
lost my
God.
touch.